Welcome everyone to day 2 of the 5 days of anti-aging Ayurvedic cleanse. And today is really all about fine-tuning your cleanse routine. Now, today is technically still the preparation day, and that's why I wanted to share with you what you're going to do on the active cleanse day today so that you know what to do tomorrow, right? That makes sense. And I will be sharing what you're going to do cleanse day today so that you know what to do tomorrow. All right, so here I will be sharing what you're going to do cleanse day today. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Live streaming it to a couple of platforms, so I apologize for the echo. Anyway, live and learn, right? It's a new technology I'm using. So thank you for your understanding. So yeah, I'll be sharing with you some handouts, and all of those handouts, PDF form, will be in the members group. And there is a section in the Facebook member group. If you look below the banner, there is a little tab here, and one of the tabs is files. So in the files tab will be all of your resources for the cleanse. So do check it out, because the file will have all of the, and I will drop the link in the in our let me see, and actually let me screen share that file with you right now so that you can see it. Okay, this is what it looks like. And so as you can see, it takes you through the morning routine, also the evening routine. And also I added a little bonus for you guys because I promised it in the email for this, the Ayurvedic and yogic tips for better sleep. So let's get into it. Roll up the sleeves. Okay, so Ayurveda really recommends, it's all about attuning yourself with nature's rhythm, as you know. So it's really great wonderful to get ahead of it. And if you're able to rise with the sun or even before the sun, that is recommended. Now, I understand, some of you have a deep belief that you're not the morning person. And so it's not about punishing yourself. So do what you can. Do what you can. I do recommend maybe setting a gentle alarm. I have my favorite kind of relaxing music as my alarm. And I like to wake up to like a chant, like a beautiful harp and chant music in the morning. So make that wake up sound pleasant, right? And yes, all over the yogic and Ayurvedic texts, it is said to arise during Brahma Muhurta. Brahma Muhurta is the old ancient Indian way of counting the time, measuring time. Muhurta was about 2.5 hours. And Brahma Muhurta literally means the hour of the creator. And this was traditionally between 3 and 6 a.m. So I know you're going, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to get up at 3. No, I'm not recommending that you do. But it's very nice as soon as you rise, though, to allow the sun's rays, the full spectrum early morning sun's rays, to hit your right here in this whole, pituitary pineal gland area, and let it, radiate its light on your retina. There's been more and more brain research done of how this really sets your circadian rhythm, how it's that morning sunlight is absolute nectar for your nervous system. So definitely recommend that. And then one of the Ayurvedic morning rituals you may not be doing right now is to scrape your tongue. So here's my trusty tongue scraper. It comes in all different kinds of metals. It's just a stainless steel. You can get it in Banyan Botanicals as well. And, some people use a gold one, believing that, it's just the subtle metal is good for you. Whatever it is, it's like you go, and then you remove that yucky coating on your tongue. And that also, because tongue also has the reflexology map of your body, it has a way of stimulating Agni. Agni, the biological and metabolic fire. Agni is also intellectual fire. It's also the fire of yoga, right? The fire that dissolves and burns away all the accumulations of subtle and physical impurities, that have accumulated. So after doing that, sipping hot water, first drink in the morning. So if you can, leave coffee, if you're brave enough to step out of that pattern, out of that addiction, and step into, a new routine of hydrating yourself with hot water, right? Because coffee is hot, but it's not hydrating, it's dehydrating. It is also over time, it can make your system acidic. So I found it really, really great. I feel the change already in stepping away from coffee as the morning drink and embracing drinking hot water. And I was just feeling a little bit of the sore throat feeling. So just a little tip, a little bonus here. If you feel like the seasonal cold coming on, make hot water, put 1 teaspoon of turmeric, organic turmeric. And then this is another thing that is on the Banyan Botanicals, Tulsi. Can you see that? Tulsi. This is holy basil. And you can take it comes with a dropper. So you can fill it like this. And I do like 2 of these droppers, which is about 30 drops. And with turmeric in the hot water, and then add, if you have organic honey, the ideal is, it's a little bit more expensive, Manuka honey, but if you have organic good quality honey, that'd be great, and sip that. It's actually very delicious. And the holy basil is a wonderful immune system tonic, and so highly recommend that as your morning drink, especially if you're feeling like you want to prevent the cold. And then you take your morning hot shower or a warm shower, and then perform Apianga, which is the Ayurvedic self-massage. So we talked about the various different types of oil for different types. So if you're joining this call new, then you can go to visionaryyoga.com/dosha quiz to find out your primary dosha. You'll just need to know your primary dosha for that. These days I've been using the refined sesame oil. I kind of like the refined one better. This is a Bunyan's product. If you have your own, that's great too. I find it's a little bit, it goes smoother and it is less heavy. And I like the light feeling, and it absorbs very quickly. And sesame oil is the best for Vata. Even though I am Pitta Vata, I recognize that I am moving into my Vata stage of life, and I am living in a very Vata imbalancing town called New York City, frenetic action. And we're living in the Vata era of digital era, right? So I find that I was just intuitively feeling that sesame oil was the oil for me right now. If you're very Pitta, if you tend towards acidity, if you tend towards inflammatory disorders, coconut oil is also great. Organic sunflower oil is also great. If you're Kapha type, then the organic sunflower oil is great. Yeah, so we talked about that. So how to do Apianga, right? So fresh after the shower, do it from extremity towards your digestive organs, from your hands towards your heart and your stomach, from your feet up, right? So do it from extremities up. And then there is, you can also do head massage. Definitely don't forget to do your ears. Ears are Vata organs. Don't forget to do the soles of your feet and the palms. They are also the reflexology map of your entire body. So massaging your hands and feet are wonderful ways, and you will feel so settled in your skin. It's amazing what this Apianga does. And Ayurvedic texts say that when you do daily Apianga, it first of all enhances your eyesight. Specifically, the foot massage is said to be very good for improving your eyesight. It's great for longevity because you are giving love to every one of your cells. We don't realize it, but the hands are like the best ultrasound frequency, emitted out of your own hands. And so when you take the time to do this, and it won't take more than, 5, 7, 10 minutes to do this, and it will absorb. For me, it's like by the time I'm done with the Abhyanga, it's like all absorbed. So it's not going to take too much more out of your day, and the benefits are so great, and it's worth it. And in the email today, I talked about eye care because, we all have so much screen time. It's incredible, right? When maybe on a Sunday, or if you have a Mac like I do, it reports to you, your screen time. And it's like, oh my God, I'm spending like 7 hours a day, glued to a screen of some sort. And so it's so important to protect your eyes. So first of all, get a blue screen cover for your laptop, to protect your eyes. And this Triphala is not just a wonderful cleanser, mild laxative, and a balancer for all the 3 bioenergies in your system, but the Amalaki, which is contained in the Triphala is wonderful for your eyes. So if you already got this, what you can do is take 2 tablets and dissolve it overnight in filtered water. Filtered water, not tap water, but filtered water. And then by the time the next morning comes around, that the tablet will have dissolved and it will have infused the water with the Triphala it will become medicated water. And you want to strain that, strain all the particles out of the water and put it in a shallow dish. And you're going to just, kind of lean down, maybe hold your hair and just like dip your eyes, try to get your whole eye in that Triphala water. Now it's going to sting in the beginning, right? So we can dilute it a little bit. So a little dish of, something like this will work nicely, right? So you're going to lean down and just blink your eyes inside of the water, and you will feel this Triphala really penetrating deep. Yet the first time it's going to sting. And then I did this every day in India, because when you live in India, all the particles that that land on your skin and also the cornea of your eyes, I realized I needed to do something to protect my eyes and skin on a daily basis. So the Apianga and the eye wash, Triphala eye wash, was a lifesaver. And what it does is, because of the astringency of Triphala, it firms the ciliary muscles of your eyes, the muscles that control the lens, the zooming in and zooming out of the lens of your eye. It also extracts the toxins from the entire eye arena, from the aqueous humor, even the vitreous humor, and it removes the toxins, and also it cleanses the ducts also. So it's a wonderful rejuvenative for your eyes. I think with all the healthcare stuff out there, there's really very few things out there for your eyes, and eyes are very delicate. Eyes age very fast, especially with all the screen time. So this is the anti-aging Ayurvedic cleanse. It's not just about beautifying your skin. It's really about taking good care of your organs. Okay. So that's something that's optional, but I highly recommend you do. Then during the active phase of the cleanse, it's recommended to do a gentle exercise. It's not the time for your power yoga routine or going for a, really strenuous morning run. You can take walks, you can take restorative yoga, you can take gentle stretches, reclining poses, restorative yoga, and you can put your favorite eye pillow with your lavender or whatever. And that's the time to do gentle relaxation. And since, if you're taking the day off, you might want to just do a digital detox altogether and read a good, paper or hardcover book, good old fashioned, because when you read a book, you can't escape, when you read it on a Kindle or an iPad, it's like it's a portal for the entire digital world, right? So I recommend a real paper book. And I want to recommend some wonderful books which are pure knowledge food for your mind during this very soulful time of the active cleanse. So one book that I have found truly revolutionary in my understanding of yoga with a capital Y, both the physical yoga and yoga with a capital Y, and a very updated, cutting edge understanding of it is this book, Karma by Sadhguru. I had the privilege of meeting Sadhguru in Mumbai, in an airport of all places. There was nobody else around, and he was kind of in disguise, and he was kind of shocked that I found him out. And this was in 2011, so before he became this big, Instagram and YouTube star that he is now. But this book will change your understanding of karma, about what your body holds, what the practice of physical yoga does for you, and so much more. So I really recommend this as a journey into understanding yoga with a capital Y. Another book that I absolutely love is the book by my guru called Sadhana of the Heart. Guru Mai Chidvilasananda is my amazing divine guru, who I was fortunate enough to meet in 1991. And this contains all of her amazing that she gave on New Year's Day. And it's a collection of her deepest, most refined wisdom. So you can, it's one of those books where you can just turn to any page and it's just like, the wisdom just, the wisdom for the day, surfaces for you. And it's a book that, really belongs in your spiritual library. Really, really highly recommend it. She, both these gurus, Guru Mai and Sadhguru, they're such contemporary gurus. They are, one of their services is to speak the language of our time, the digital era, right? It's not just like this enshrouded in ancient Sanskrit lingua, which are so hard to decipher, but they are wonderful translators, and they encourage you to understand yoga in this era. Another book that I really love, especially in terms of installing habits. Y'all, habits are destiny creating. It's the little things that you do on a daily basis, right? It's the little and big things that you do on a daily basis that have maximum impact. And so this book, I highly recommend, The Atomic Habits, if you are feeling like you need a reset on the level of habits. He's James Clearly. It's really an easy read, and I like how at the end of every chapter there's like a recap of how to implement what was talked about. So it's very much a hands-on book, as well as he goes over the theory with you, and also he talks about case studies. And so it's a very wonderful book on this journey for you to understand how to tweak your habits, right? If you already have a habit that you do already, you all have good habits already. And so how do you add on new habits? Like recently, I started to learn languages, and I have so many. I have my Japanese that I want to refresh, the Hindi that I want to, delve deeper into, the Spanish that I want to master, French, and it's like so many habits. And so it's like, how do I tag this language learning time onto my already existing daily routine? And so this book was really helpful in that regard, right? And so last but not least, if you are of the creative type, I really, I think all of us are creators. We are creators of our lives, and it's, the digital era allows us to, each of us, become artists. So this book I love. She's a fellow dancer, wonderful choreographer, The Creative Habit. Again, all about habit, but from the angle of creativity, and it's very inspiring. So some books to give you a, kind of a reset in terms of habit, and you can go at it from different angles. I choose the one that you feel you resonate with the most, right? Now, what do we do? Okay, so let's talk about breakfast. Let's talk about breakfast. We forgot food. So khichdi 3 meals a day might be too boring for you, and I understand. And you might want something, instead of savory like khichdi is, something sweet. So simple oatmeal is a wonderful substitute for the khichdi. So there is you can use the fruits that are right for your dosha. So for Vata people in general, the cooked apples with a little cinnamon and nutmeg, that's a wonderful, yummy additive to your oatmeal. The pectin inside of the cooked apple binds your stool. So for Vata people, especially because Vata's home base in the body is the colon. So the apple is very helpful for colon cleanse, and for Pitta people, peaches and apricots are, you don't have to cook them, but those are more in line with Pitta Prakriti, Pitta constitution. And for Kapha people, I think again, you can use raw apple actually for Kapha people, because raw apple is astringent, whereas cooked apples, it is rendered more digestible for Vata people. So this is slight variation depending on, if you know your Prakriti, this is how you can render. And use honey. If you're going to use honey, do not put it in piping hot temperature oatmeal. Make sure it's, edible temperature, then add the honey. You can also use maple syrup. Honey is heating, so it is good for Vata and Kapha Prakritis. For Pitta Prakriti, maybe the maple walnut, maple syrup is better for you. Okay, and then so tomorrow I'm going to be doing the diet, the cooking class, and so you can get, if you have ghee. Ghee is a wonderful, you do need that to create your khichdi. And mung dal looks like this. And if you don't have mung dal, I'm going to say lentil is it's not the ideal, but it'll do. It'll do. Okay. Ideally, mung dal is great, and I think you could get it in Whole Foods. I believe stores like Fairway has it in America, but you can also order it from Banyan Botanicals. Yeah. And then your basmati rice, and very important is that's probably not in your spice kitchen spice racket is hing. This is Hing. Hing is something that is very unique to Indian cooking. It has a very savory taste, and traditionally we heat up the ghee and then we add the hing. And hing, this is asafoetida in Latin, asafoetida. It helps to remove the gas producing quality of the legumes like beans. If you like to cook, black beans or any kind of beans, to cut that, the skin of the beans are hard to digest. That's why they can create gas. So to render them more vata friendly, to help them be more digestible, we use hing, asafoetida. So I highly recommend that. And cumin is a wonderful, we call it deepen pachan in Sanskrit. Deepen pachan means to help the digestion and help the appetite and digestion, right? It kindles the digestive fire of Agni. And fresh ginger is also wonderful to have. I'm going to grate it, right? And optional is cloves. Cloves, you know what they look like, right? Cloves are especially in this season of kapha liquefying, cloves are great for your respiratory system. So if you got a cough, cloves are also wonderful. So you can get cloves from your local, I think, health food store. And optional also is fenugreek seeds. I use it. I like the slightly bitter taste it gives. It's very good for pitta. It's very good for liver cleansing. Yeah. And I believe in the total cleanse. Now, let me see if I can share with you the total cleanse. Let me just see if you can switch the share. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just stay in this. And then, okay, this is the total body cleanse, right? And so the ingredients are right here. Just move myself over. Hold on a second here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it has amalaki, which is very high concentration of vitamin C. It is a pitta reducing. It is also slight laxative, so it's a good colon cleanse. Bhumi amalaki is for your liver. It clears damp heat from your system. Kalameg is also for your liver. Manjishta is a blood purifier, right? Punarnava is for your urinary system, right? To prevent urinary tract infection. And pipali, ginger, these are for kindling the digestive fire. And fennel is for removing the gasness from your system. So it's a very balanced tridoshic cleanser. So this is why I recommend and it's all certified organic herbs. So again, I'm not an affiliate of Banyan Botanicals. None of the links are affiliate links. So, get it if this feels like the right thing for you. And at night, so you're going to take 2 tablets of Total Cleanse during the day, right? During the day. So you can have it either after breakfast or after lunch, right? And then at nighttime, you're going to take the Triphala tablets, 2 tablets with a glass of warm water. And this is going to be helping you with the elimination, right? And very important is to really give yourself at least a buffer of 1 hour of, just putting your technology to sleep time, right? Power down your laptop, put your phone, if you can, in another room, and make sure in your room, the sleep hygiene is very important. It should be dark. It should be of a nice, comfortable, cool temperature to sleep with. If you got any light coming into the room, then use a little eye mask. I use this one, right? And energetically, if you can even turn off the modem, that's even better, right? So that's very important during the nighttime. So let's go through just the Ayurvedic and yogic tips for better sleep. I got 1 hour on the clock for this. I promised half an hour, but I'll try to go quickly here. So ideally, if you could not drink caffeine, of course, during the active cleanse, we're trying to avoid caffeine as much as you can, right? If you're a coffee drinker, and if you've been struggling with sleep, even after the cleanse, it's recommended, okay, have your morning coffee, but avoid coffee after 12 p.m. because your body takes like 7 hours to process that caffeine. So that's another tip, right? Go to bed before the pitta time begins, between 10:30, right? Ideally 10 is the time, right? So from 9 or 9:30 to 10 to 10:30, no technology time is highly recommended. I really love taking a warm bath before bed. So, and then after the warm bath, again, a little, sesame oil. And if you want to add a little lavender oil to your sesame oil to make it relaxing, that's a wonderful way, especially on the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands. You can also do a little bit here before going to bed, maybe a little bit your ears as well. And oil, again, settles your nervous system for sleep. And then, yeah, making sure, okay, so I want to end with a little meditation before sleep. So, and don't fall asleep on me, but let's say, we did all that and you're just lying on your bed, ready to go to bed, right? So this may sound kind of morbid, but I want you to imagine tonight before you go to bed, sleep is a wonderful time actually to dissolve so much of the karma that accumulates. You can use sleep to dissolve so much of your karma. To do this, and it's going to sound morbid again, but imagine your bed, if this was your deathbed, like this is the last day. This is the last day. And first of all, when you do this, you're going to not carry that day, everything that happened today, everything that happened yesterday, everything that happened, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, all that stuff that usually plays in your mind. When you just go to bed like that, like this is the last day, and you just plunge into the absolute nothingness, and you take a moment to see this entire mind, the thoughts, the feelings, the accumulation, to see it as an accumulation, that if you can accumulate something, it's actually not you, right? Like you're accumulating money in your bank account, but the bank account is not you, right? Right? Whatever you accumulate in your closet, that's not you, right? So if you can have something, whatever you can have is not you. So the accumulation of experiences and thoughts from your day, you're going to see it as an accumulation, and just step back, separate yourself from that, and plunge into the nothingness, the absolute nothingness. Practice going to bed time is a wonderful time to practice becoming nothing in no time. Become a nobody in nothing in no time, and just merge into the absolute. Yoga means to unite, to become one. So you're practicing the Maha Yoga, the capital Y yoga of losing yourself. And, yoga with a capital Y is a practice for the time when we have to leave this planet. And we have to, face the fact. And yogis always say, never forget that as soon as you're born, death is, hovering over you. And so that's not going to make you morbid. It's going to make you more alive. It's going to live today like you've never lived before. And it's going to, really live in the moment, right? When you go to sleep, you want to be absolutely in the moment of merging into nothingness. In this way, you burn up the accumulated karmas from the whole day. Whatever happened, whatever thing people said that bothered you, right? Whatever praise or, gain and loss that happened, right? Praise and blame that happened that day. You offer it up and you merge into the nothingness of the absolute. If you do this every day, I promise you, this will be the most anti-aging thing you can do. This is the atypical anti-aging. I'm not telling you to put any creams on or any anti-aging expensive products on, but if you do this, it will definitely be anti-aging for you in the most life-affirming way. When you wake up, it's like you got new birth, rebirth, a never before lived day, right? When you go to bed, it's like, I'm leaving this day as today, I'm leaving it in the realm where it belongs. I'm not carrying with it. I'm not carrying it with me into the next day. And you will sleep like a baby, and you will enter the Turiya state. There are 4 states of consciousness. There's the Jagrat, the waking state, which hopefully you are in now, hopefully. And then there is the Swapna, the dream state, right? In the dream state is as real as the waking state. And then deep sleep state, which is free of thoughts, the deep sleep state. And then the Turiya state, which is beyond the waking, dreaming, and deep sleep states. Turiya is pure consciousness. It is where you can experience your true self. And so try this tonight. When you go to bed, you will slip from the waking state, right? From the beta state into more the alpha state. And maybe you'll go in and out, maybe you'll slip slowly into deep sleep state. Maybe you will have a dream. And then, but if you do this, actually, I find that I can go right from waking state into the transcendental state of Turiya state. And the longer you hang out in Turiya state, the less and less affected you are by the karmic accumulation from the day and from your lifetimes of accumulation. So yoga is about liberating yourself from the karma. We have all been born in this planet Earth to work out our karma, and so this cleanse is a way for us to offload the excess memory of the karma, right? So that we can be free to work on the essential stuff that we're here to work on, right? All the frivolous stuff, burn it all up. And so we can do our main life work. So I hope today's was helpful. I'm going to stop the live right now. So the guide for today is in the files section of the members group. Okay. And I will also try to put it in the link below this live stream afterwards. So I'm going to say goodbye to the Facebook group and YouTube. And thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow for day